Practical Mystic Show, where we bring you simple tips and techniques from around the globe to help practical people deal with extraordinary experiences. And now, your favorite scientist, shaman, and sacred clown, and also the show's host, Janine Bolon.
Welcome to the Practical Mystic Show. This is Janine Bolon. And I wanted to talk about sitting in silence. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that if you mentioned that you meditated, the first image that would pop into most people's minds was one of a thin Asian man sitting cross-legged on the ground with his wrists resting on his knees, hands uplifted, chanting Om, for hours. This stereotype persisted for many Americans long after the 60s brought us the peace movement, hippies, free love, and LSD. Back then, meditation was for folks with long hair who smoked marijuana and didn't bother bathing. However, after Woodstock, the peace movement went mainstream, and alternative lifestyle choices other than those glamorized during the 50s were embraced. And then there was the invasion of Tibet. How are these events connected? When the Dalai Lama had to remove himself from his mountain retreat in Tibet, breaking a 317-year lineage of tradition, it also opened up exposure to meditation practices. Since that time, and the revolution of thinking that the 60s brought to the United States, we've had a huge influx of spiritually based meditation practices brought to us from India, Japan, and China. Meditation is now practiced as a form of healing and is being prescribed as a therapeutic method by Western medicine. As yoga and spirituality have become more popular, partly due to the teachers brought here and through international travel, then the 70s and 80s helped people operate from a more globally aware spiritual perspective. The internet gave us a huge leap in connectivity, allowing us to share the different perspective of what makes us human more freely and inspiring more people to share their understandings. The globalization of spiritual knowledge has helped meditation be embraced as a way to keep your balance in life of change. In a world that seems to want to throw us into states of chaos, it is good to have a process to harmonize our focus when there is so much that is clamoring for our attention. We are inundated with so much input from our senses as well as our devices. Over the past several decades, I have coached hundreds of mystics with spiritual gifts that ranged in ability and strength, and no matter how gifted each one was, they all needed time to check in and ground themselves through their meditation practice and check out of what the world calls reality for a short period of time each day. The form of meditation, the system of meditation, and the experiences received through meditation are all varied, but the process is pretty much the same. Our souls are in a human avatar, to borrow the term from our video games. We move about this planet operating at a fraction of our capabilities and true nature. We are all so much more than can be expressed through our human frame. Even while we deal with reality through our six senses, hearing, smelling, seeing, tasting, touching, and our ESP, we can stay quite connected to Source. Meditation is a daily reminder to remain in harmony, to anchor yourself in that internal place of peace, despite living a 3D, detail-oriented life. Meditation reminds us to have fun within life and the key to mastering unhelpful perceptions of life. Due to spending umpteen hours in meditation myself and the many ways I have practiced it and studied it, I've had friends jokingly call me a master meditator. I would always laugh along, but in my mind I knew myself to still be learning, and I still, some days, feel like such a novice. If all my experiences have taught me anything, it would be this: that I have integrated most is just how much I don't know. There is so much in creation to learn, experience, and become. Meditation has taught many a human how to truly help people. Spiritual gifts and knowledge have been downloaded into thousands of people's lives by their daily practice of meditation. I encourage you to start some sort of habit where you sit in silence. Notice I didn't say sit in prayer. Why? Because prayer is you talking to God. Meditation is listening for the answers. You are barraged every day by information and stimulation. Many folks just want to move into a stress-free state and wish they could remember how to relax. Sleeping is not enough to relax because once you wake up, your mind starts spinning and literally your thoughts pick up where you left off the day before. It is time to stop this cycle of stress that you have accepted as being part of life. I encourage you to start expanding your ability to rest and relax through meditation. It is the primary cure-all that aids our body's ability to heal from the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual challenges we have every day. Just as Tylenol can help with physical pain, so meditation heals emotional, mental, and spiritual pain. So how do you go about doing this meditation gig anyway? What can you focus on for the process to work in your favor? I mean, seriously, do you have to sit for hours like I did to achieve epic results? Nope. All you have to do is sit. When students have told me that meditation simply doesn't work for them, I break down the different systems of meditation, and then we work on building a customized process for their particular lifestyle. However, no matter what background you have in meditation and whether you're a seasoned meditator or not, I know a system you can implement to get really good at this form of practice. To meditate, there really are just a few things required to achieve these epic results. I mean, here are some of the basics. First of all, get out your calendar and figure out what time each day you can sit down for 3 minutes to meditate. Yeah, that's right, just 3 minutes. After you've decided on a time of day, decide where are you going to meditate. Once you start being consistent in this process, that's when the results will snowball on you. Then set an alarm or a notification on your phone to alert you that it's time to meditate. To test out this approach, before you go to bed today, sit down for 3 minutes and do nothing. I mean, don't do anything. Just sit there in a chair or on the edge of your bed and do nothing for 3 minutes. You're not trying to meditate. You're not trying to do anything. Just get your body into the habit of sitting and doing nothing for 3 minutes. Now your mind will try to take over. It will try to prompt you to do something because as human beings, we're doers. So we want to get you in the habit of just sitting for 3 minutes. So do that for a few days. And then you can go and focus in on a process for you. Now, many of my clients have told me that sitting there for nothing and doing nothing for 3 minutes feels like punishment. The last time they sat and did nothing was when they were young children and they had an adult reprimanding them. Please remember that you are now sitting in silence as a gift to yourself, to give yourself some rest and deep relaxation. Basically, you are giving yourself permission to reconnect with all that you are. You are giving yourself permission to connect with the divine that resides within you. Much of who we are gets forgotten about due to the way we live life. Meditation is a process that we use for remembering and for connecting to Source, whether you become consciously aware of this connection or not. One way to help yourself is to take meditation more seriously. Is basically write yourself out a contract about meditating. You have many opportunities in life to do, to act, to become, but it's sometimes a bit of a challenge to just sit and be. And if you were like me, I was a scientist and very logical, rational, analytical kind of personality. And when people would walk up to me and talk about how meditation was a process of being, I'd be like, what are you saying? I really didn't comprehend it. So that's why I recommend that you just sit for a few minutes in meditation. Sit for a few minutes and do nothing. And then eventually, when you get bored with that, or you find yourself getting bored, find ways to get your body to relax. Realize that sitting in silence is a gift that you give yourself. It's a chance to remember all that you are. But first, it starts with the basics. Just sit for starters. Have a great day. This is Janine Bolon with The Practical Mystic, and it is my goal that you learn to help yourself when it comes to your spiritual journey. Please take a moment and visit the website, thepracticalmystics.com, and there you'll see programs and other free assets and resources to help you along your spiritual path. Have a great day.
This has been The Practical Mystic Show with Janine Bolon. For show notes, resources, and more, visit the8gates.com. Thanks for listening.